We can go to the next one, please. Now, this area here, the separate report, is this the notes that were found on Ms. Clancy's phone?
That's correct.
And if we could zoom in on that, please. And it's basically detailed in journal form, correct?
Yes.
Starting October 24th, 2022, and moving down, correct?
The summary portion that you just pointed to is automatically generated by the application when it reads the first few lines of text. The more relevant date is in the column to the left.
So over here where it says created, October 25th, 2022, that's when the note is first created?
That is the date that's detected by the analysis tool from the operating system of the device.
What does modified mean?
That's the date that was detected by the forensic tool and the last time that this note was modified according to the operating system.
Modified mean it was changed in some way?
Yes.
And so if I start a note in my phone on October 25th and I go in there every day and change it, and the last time I change it is November 3rd, will it show every modification or just the last modification?
The only date timestamp that will show is the last modification, unless the forensic tool is able to categorize each time the note was changed. I'm only able to detect the modified timestamp or last modified timestamp and just the entirety of the note.
And excuse me, you don't know how many times this note was modified, correct?
Based on this forensic tool and this artifact, no.
Can you tell what within the note was changed?
I cannot.
So everything could have been the same and maybe a date changed, or there could have just been a date and everything was changed on November 3rd. You just don't know.
There could just been one character change on the last modified date, but with this forensic tool and this artifact.
What's the date?
November 3rd.
Thank you.
And if we could just scroll down to the October 25th entry. And I would just like you to read this portion of the note. I would read it, I'm sorry, but I'm having some difficulty.
Okay. I'm sad and depressed because I am not able to parent my third child like my first. I want to treat any one of my babies like my first, but I know that's not a feasible possibility. I'm sad that I stopped breastfeeding. I feel not as connected with Cal now. I think I sort of resent my other children because they prevent me from treating Cal like my first baby. And I know that's not fair to them. I know that. I was feeling so depressed last evening when Cora and Dawson came home from school. I know it runs off on them, so we had a pretty rough evening. I want to feel love and connection with all my kids. I'm also probably having a bit of an internal conflict because my whole life I wanted to have a lot of kids. I still don't want Cal to be our last, but I have a lot of figuring out to do before I have another. I'm on the fence about starting a new medication for anxiety/depression. I just want to feel happy. I want to be able to relax and take care of my kids. And then when they go to bed at night, I want to deeply relax and hang out with Pat and then fall into a deep sleep for 8 hours, get up, and pour hard into myself for an hour and a half. Cal was so very planned and desired. I want to be able to give him all the love he deserves. I guess that's what it's like to be the third child, though. He's not the first third child to ever exist. I think I know he'll be okay, but it's really hard for me. I hate that he has to put himself to sleep. I'm sad I'm not breastfeeding anymore, but I think deep down these are the right choices.
If you could continue.
As for the sleep training, I needed a baby that slept through the night because I simply do not have the opportunity in my life to catch up on sleep. I just don't. If there was a time for me to nap every day, then that may not have been the case, but there really isn't. When Cal naps, I have to take care of Cora and Dawson. That's just how it is. It feels cruel to me that we did not do that to Cal, but the reality is we did what we had to do. I guess I also feel slightly traumatized by the sleep training, but that feeling was only really present when I was severely sleep deprived and paranoid. I know what we did was the right thing and okay. As for the breastfeeding, it kind of goes hand in hand with the sleep training. Once he started sleeping most of the night, it was then a daily struggle to keep up my milk supply. I was having to take a ton of supplements and constantly think about eating and drinking enough to keep the supply up. And then I was having to think about pumping extra to keep it up, and that was really hard to do with Cora and Dawson around. When I tried to leave Cal to go out with Cora and Dawson, I was stressed about the pumping, and not to mention the fact that Cal was at home and not taking a bottle, so it was a battle of if I should pump or not. I know I did the right thing because I need to be able to leave Cal with someone and get fed. As much as I don't want to leave him, I need to be able to. I need to be able to be present with my other kids. I still really, really want a fourth child, but I need a really good therapist before then. I'm on the fence about starting a new med or not. I want to feel happy, but it would be nice to feel authentically happy and not fake. But I need to feel happier than I did last evening because then I was pretty depressed and not enjoying any of my children. It was really sad. I needed the breastfeeding off of my plate. I'm struggling so hard because I wanted to parent each of my kids like my first, and since I can't, that's depressing to me. This is definitely the root cause of all our problems. Now I feel like I'm not parenting any of my kids the way I want to, and that makes me sad too. But I'm going to try my best today. Things I love doing that help me love and appreciate and enjoy my kids are activities with them. I definitely started having some depression after Cora, but once I started getting up and out with her, I felt much better. I think signing Cal up for baby music class would be a great thing. Maybe Fridays can be my day with him. I've just fallen out of the habit of doing anything fun, anything for myself, anything with Pat, and I need to work on that. On a positive note, I had a great deep night of sleep. I'm terrified of something happening to my kids or doing something wrong to mess up their development. Our generation is inundated with information about every aspect of parenting and everything that go wrong if you don't get it right, and all the scary things happening in the world. It's insane. For the last 5 years, I've just filled my mind with all things parenting, and it's just unhealthy.
Thank you. And so everything that you just read would have been written and filled in by the user, correct?
Correct.
If we could go to the next one. This is another note, is that correct?
That's correct.
And this note, it says it was created December 22nd, 2022, but then it was modified on January 23rd, 2023, correct?
Yes.
And this note here, again, you don't know how many times it was modified, you just know the last date it was modified, correct?
That's correct.
And you don't know what was changed in the note, you just know that something was.
Correct.
Okay. If we could go to the next one. Now, in this report, we're seeing some photographs, is that correct?
Yes.
And why did you flag these photographs?
The photographs had multiple modification dates relevant to the investigation.
How so?
The photographs have created, modified, and access date that are all the same. However, the metadata indicates a much earlier time.
What is metadata?
Metadata is data about data. An image is data. And with the Cellbrite physical analyzer tool, you're able to see the data about, in this case, an image. Metadata would be the device used to capture the image. It would be potentially based on the user settings, location data associated when the image, where the image was when it was taken, where the device was when the image was taken. A lot of times it'll tell the size of the image or the type of image file that it is.
And so basically, when you look at the metadata of a photograph, you can tell what device was used to take it and the date that the photograph was taken on?
Correct.
And can you also tell if that photograph has been changed or modified in any way and when it was changed?
Using the forensic tool, I can make inferences based on certain modifications.
And how do you do that?
In this case, the image here is a .jpg. That's the file type of this image. therefore, I know that the image that I'm seeing is created, modified, and accessed on this date. However, it has a capture time of November 2nd, 2022 at 11:27:15 a.m.
And is there something on here that says when it was modified?
Where the cursor is now, it indicates the modification date.
So above it is when it was created, below it's when it's modified? Or no, down here, capture time in the metadata is when it was initially created, correct?
Correct. And you look at the source file, you can see the source file indicates that the image was modified under the component where it says adjustments.
So just for the jurors looking at this report, here in the metadata, capture time is when the photo was taken. Above it, the 1/23/23, that's the date that the picture was changed in some way.
Yes.
And are you able to tell how the photograph was changed?
I can do analysis based on an image and see that an image from its native format was modified.
So basically, if I'm on my phone and looking at photos and I brighten something or I crop something, crop someone out of a photo, that would show it as being modified?
It would show it as being modified. In this instance, it created a new file, which is why it has the created and modified date being the same.
And so would it be accurate to state that on this type of phone, when you modify a photo, you can change that photo and leave it there changed, or you can create a new image with that changed photo?
Well, with an iOS device, Apple has the capability of taking what's known as a live photo. It's a proprietary name with Apple, but the exact file type is HEIC file. HEIC stands for High Efficiency Image Container. HEIC or a live photo is essentially that. It's a container or burst of images that are taken over a very short period of time. It's a more effective way to store an image file within a device. It takes up less room. It also allows the user to have a multitude of pictures to choose from at a single point in time. If you modify an HEIC image to be a singular photo, you can save it to the file type known as a JPEG or JPG.